Expanding our horizons too, and wherever we go,
we want you to come with us. Now, that might make for an awful lot of excess baggage, but we think you're worth it.
The Travel Show, tomorrow at 10:30 on the BBC News Channel.
Hello, good evening. This is BBC News with me, Ben Brown. Our headlines at 8 o'clock. A dramatic change in economic direction. The biggest tax cuts in half a century in a radical attempt to kickstart economic growth.
We promised a new approach for a new era. We promised to release the enormous potential of this country. Our growth plan has delivered all those promises and more.
The Chancellor brings in sweeping changes, but the pound tumbles after his announcement. Labour condemns the plan as dangerous.
The Prime Minister and Chancellor are like two desperate gamblers in a casino, chasing a losing run.
For people grappling with the soaring cost of living, what do they make of the Chancellor's announcement?
Yeah, so I'm not going to pay stamp duty. I found that out this morning. That's good.
It's a trickle-down budget. Sometime in the future, we may see a benefit if all goes well, but the poor need help right now.
In other news, 4 Russian-occupied areas of Ukraine are staging referendums on whether to become part of Russia. Western governments call the referendums a sham. The first woman to win the Booker Prize twice, the celebrated author Dame Hilary Mantel, has died at the age of 70. Although in a huge shake-up of the UK's finances, the Chancellor Kwasi Kwarteng has outlined a series of tax cuts and spending commitments that will cost £45 billion by the year 2027. The Independent Institute for Fiscal Studies has described the announcements as the biggest tax-cutting budget in 50 years. The government says its policies will help boost economic growth. Yesterday, the Bank of England warned the UK may already be in recession. But critics say the funding the tax cuts will lead to unsustainable borrowing. Well, the Chancellor announced changes to income tax in England, Wales and Northern Ireland. The basic rate will be cut from 20% to 19% in April. That's a year earlier than planned. The top rate, which is currently 45% and is paid by anybody earning more than £150,000 a year, is being abolished. This does not apply in Scotland. There are immediate changes to stamp duty paid when buying a property in England and Northern Ireland. The threshold is being raised, meaning no tax will be paid on the first £250,000, and that figure will be £425,000 for first-time buyers. The planned increase in corporation tax, the amount companies pay on their profits, is being scrapped. That will remain at 19%. And the cap on bankers' bonuses, which had limited them to twice somebody's annual salary, is also now being axed. Well, Labour says the government's plan is based on an outdated trickle-down economics. Here's our political editor, Chris Mason.
Shall we afford these tax cuts, Chancellor?
Technically, this wasn't even a budget. In reality, inside that blue booklet under the new Chancellor's arm,